Hello again.
Hi,
Good morning.
we are the Desperate Housesitters.
And we have a desperate guest. Well, today we talk to you from,
Thailand.
and but it's hot, so we had to go inside. It's Songkran today, the hottest time of the year and the last day. No, so actually this is the first day.
First day
First
of the
day.
Thai New
First
Year.
day of the Thai New Year. We're still not wet and dirty, but this will happen later. Well, meanwhile, house sitting here, we are looking after 3 rescue dogs and a rescue cat. And we walk them in the morning, so we met this wonderful, lovely guy on our walks. And we were asking, what are you doing there? And actually, it was a very sad day, wasn't it?
Oh, was I doing a burial?
Yes.
You were doing the burial of a lovely dog that
Oh,
we saw
right,
the day
right.
before, but the dog was killed by a car and you had to bury it, didn't you?
Yeah, sure enough.
So, and we asked him, what is he doing? So, and then now we have this special interview especially for you, and I'll leave it to the 2 guys.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Suzanne.
So yeah, it's really interesting to see how animal welfare is different in the different places that we travel to, and we've seen lots of extremes of situations from when we were in Bangkok. We actually saw some people pushing their dogs around in pushchairs. And then we see the other extreme, which are dogs that don't have enough to eat, who are living on the streets. And so yeah, we'd like to introduce you to Geoff formally, and perhaps you'd like to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, thanks very much. My name is Geoff, and I'm now officially semi-retired and living in Sam Roi Yot, Thailand. On Dolphin Bay. I moved down here about 2017, January 2017, I believe, so I've been down here about 6 years. I've been around Southeast Asia for about 20, native of Southern California. And when I moved to Sam Roi Yot, I immediately started a cycling routine. And I started a 35K a day cycling regimen, and immediately ran into lots of dogs.
You were doing that in this heat?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hats off to you.
Daily for a few years, but it became quickly evident that I wasn't going to be able to make this daily trip in 2 hours because there were just too many dogs that couldn't be ignored. And I started out by giving them treats, and now that has kind of grown on its own, and instead of the dogs being part of my fitness routine, now the dogs are my fitness routine. So, and I've run into some other people that are taking care of the dogs here, and
so what is the situation with the dogs here? I mean, how is it?
The situation with the dogs here is, I believe it to be manageable. I think we're a small enough community with enough volunteers and a manageable enough population of dogs that I think we can make Sam Roi Yot a flagship village for Thailand and for animal welfare. It's simply a matter of irresponsible pet ownership that we have this stray dog problem.
Okay, so how many stray dogs are there in Sam Roi Yot then?
We don't have an accurate, extremely accurate number yet, but we're approaching it. I'm building an excellent database of stray dogs, and we're putting it together with other feeders. We're guessing there's
Ballpark figure?
500. let's say 500.
What would be the population of Sam Roi Yot in people?
Probably 7,000 here.
Okay, so there are 500 dogs for 7,000 population.
That's probably quite low.
We're talking about stray dogs.
Just stray dogs, not dogs that actually have been adopted.
Well, I don't know what's been adopted or not. when it comes to ownership, it depends what the dog's doing as to whether it belongs to somebody or not. You know, if it's something negative, it's not my dog. So
and would you say that that predominantly the dog owners, the people who actually adopt and look after dogs, are they kind of non-Thai population, or are they Thai population?
I think everybody that ends up staying here ends up having a dog or several dogs. And I don't think the owners or the caretakers have much of a choice. The dogs seem to choose the people, and they grow on you.
So are they non-Thai, these people, or is it a mix?
We have a mix of people that are caring for the animals, the animal welfare crew. There are several of us involved. I'd have to say that, well, what I'm aware of is the expat community, because that's who I can communicate with. And so there's the majority of our group, I'd say, is expats. We're probably about 60-40, okay. Expat and Thai. And the active people that we have in the animal welfare in Sam Roi Yot, we have a couple gals in particular that are same as me, pretty much full-time doing animal welfare work. And we're out feeding and caring for dogs and transporting every single day, running them back and forth to the vet, doing ambulance service, daily care, medications, prescriptions, vaccinations, sterilizations. We do have a protocol for every dog. We sterilize every dog, and every dog on my beat gets 200 grams of nutrition a day, whether they like it or not. And if they don't finish it, I put it back and redistribute it to another pack. So we feed the dogs, and we bring the bowls and gear with us and pack it in and pack it out. And we're protected by Thai law to do that. We're allowed to care for the animals. They're protected under the Animal Prevention to Animal Cruelty Welfare Act or something of that. I should have brought the detail.
Under Thai law.
There is Thai law.
Do
Yeah.
you get support from the Thai government for that?
We've gotten support. We are working with the local Sam Roi Yot sub-district government organization. They work in concert with Department of Livestock Development, and in conjunction with them, we're helping them build their database by compiling an excellent database. They have a database that they utilize now. We can fill in the data points that they want quite easily. Our database, my database, will be much more comprehensive than what they've got, and it will be an excellent tool. But the government and the DLD is committed to keeping the stray dog population contained as much as possible, and they are sharing funding with us for vaccinations and for veterinary care. There are several animal welfare organizations that we're not organized together, but work together toward the common goal of getting animals sterilized and vaccinated and keeping them healthy, finding them homes. All of us that do this have dogs on the adoption websites. Some of us have more luck than others. I've had practically zero luck on getting adoptions done, and many of the gals that do this, mostly women it seems like, do this, and they've had some fantastic luck getting dogs placed. And it's best to get them placed as puppies. I've got 3 puppies I just returned back to a local villager this morning. We took them for spay last week, and I kept them at home so they'd stay out of the water for a week and could tend to change their wound dressings and medicate them and vaccinate them a second time, and just delivered those back to a local Thai guy down here at the fishing encampment. And so we're getting the word out to to the local villagers. They know that there's animal care and that we can sterilize these animals, we can vaccinate them, we can help them with food, and we're just trying to get people to, we're trying to encourage responsible pet ownership, and whether that's a cared for stray or a pet that someone has in their house, 24/7. That's our goal, is to get people to be responsible and keep the animals safe and healthy. So eventually, we'd like to have some place to put these animals. Right now, they're stuck in some pretty rough places. They when I started riding my bicycle, I said, this is really not good for tourism. We got people want to ride their bike, they don't want to be chased by dogs. This isn't good for the dogs, this isn't good for tourism, it's not good for anybody, and somebody needs to do something, and I could do something. I could do a little bit, I could feed a little bit. Well, and other people see that they can do something. So first things first, let's do something. So we're all doing something. We're taking care of the dogs. We're sterilizing every animal we can. We're vaccinating every animal we can. We're keeping them healthy. And trying to make the last generation the last. And
it would be good to, I think, for the viewers to understand why you think that there is such a problem with stray dogs in Sam Roi Yot and maybe in Thailand in general.
I think Sam Roi Yot is pretty manageable as far as the feral pet population, because we're a small town and we have a good mix of expats who are more vigilant and maybe care more about the stray population, or wanting to contain the stray population.
Okay, so if I can just pick up on that point a second. So basically you're saying that obviously expats come from Europe and America, New Zealand, Australia, etc. So they are used to a different standard of animal welfare in those countries than the Thai people. So do you feel like the Thai people are not animal lovers, or?
Oh, I can't speak for them, but I think that most Thai people, I hope most people are compassionate toward the stray animals. But there are some...
Speak it out. Speak it out, you're allowed to.
Some of the animals are misunderstood, and some are abused quite badly, and many are murdered, and we're trying to curtail that too. We take in some pretty bad cases from time to time. I've got a scalded dog at home now. He's a little puppy that was probably doing puppy things, and he got scalded, and a third of his back was gone with third-degree burns, and lost all his fur, and fur was off his face. But it's coming back. It's been quite laborious. But he'll be a happy boy, and we're trying to find him a home. But I'm afraid I've grown too attached.
Maybe staying with you then.
Okay.
So from that story, there's basically then that they maybe see the animals as being an inconvenience sometimes, or don't understand animals well enough. Maybe dogs and cats well enough, or.
It seems from an outsider's perspective, it seems like simple neglect. It seems like somebody's just waiting for somebody else to do the next thing. We're told often, we being collectively feeders, people that go out and feed these animals daily. We get a lot of flack from people telling us, don't feed the dogs here. So they just want the problem to be somewhere else. They recognize it's a problem. They don't want it to be in their yard. Yeah, it reminds me a lot, frankly, of the homeless people situation in San Diego.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you think that to an extent, I mean, that there might be a financial issue for Thai people who struggle maybe to keep an animal because they can't afford to?
I don't believe so.
No.
I don't believe there's a financial issue at all for animal welfare here. We can take care of ourselves for next to nothing, and we can certainly take care of the animals for next to nothing.
Especially as meat is so cheap.
Yeah. And I've done the math on what it costs to care for a dog, for a street dog here. Just recently, I've started taking the receipts out of the shoebox, if you will, and tallying up the numbers and doing the admin. And realistically, for $1 a day per dog, we can keep the dog fed, parasite-free, vaccinated, and have them all sterilized. So $1 a dog a day. That's really what we need, and that would probably cover most medical events too. If you put it collectively in the pool, collected $1 a day for each dog, I think there would be enough.
So if there are 500 dogs, then you need $500 a day.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
For me now, right now, today, probably 40 dogs. So, and most days, I had it down to 18 for quite a while, but now I've taken on some other packs for other people. We're sharing packs now. We're trying to coordinate a little bit more and get more coverage and less doubling up, trying to spread our resources around to make sure all the dogs are covered. And to get a little more uniform, one of the things we're concerned about is, I'm very concerned about is medication. I don't want to have somebody on antibiotics and somebody doing something else. So, try to coordinate all that stuff.
That makes sense. In terms of then long term, obviously you're getting the dogs sterilized and keeping their health good. So obviously they're not going to be producing more animals. So more long term, what would you like to achieve from the situation?
The important thing that one of the critical things I left out was registration. I think I left that out of the equation. That's what we're cooperating with the Sam Roi Yot District Administration with, is getting all the strays registered and getting all the homed dogs registered. And some of the gals are working very laboriously to go house to house to collect the data and to get every dog in this village. And we're starting with Move 4, Move 5, and then somewhere else. It's a big geographic area. But we're starting with these two sub-districts and just try to get that contained and see what we can do. Dolphin Bay here, I've got a 10-kilometer stretch of coastline here that I monitor every single day and take care of the dogs every single day. And it's manageable. It's a manageable area.
So your goal is to reduce the population?
Contain the population and manage the population. That's what we'd like to do. And eventually, my wife and I have some land. We'd like to set up some type of animal welfare center. I mean, we don't want to say a sanctuary or, we don't want to build if we build something, we'll just be flooded. We'll be buried in animals and we'll never be able to get out of it. So we have to bite off what we can chew. And, if it's a community problem, we need a community solution.
Yeah. That's a good way of dealing with it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the outreach that we're doing every single month, we've got a lot of Thai people bringing their animals in every single month for sterilization, for vaccination. We're doing we had an event February, I believe. This is April. Maybe it was March. We had 123 dogs, I believe, and 23 cats. We had a DART team come down to tranquilize wild animals that we couldn't catch, animals that we can get only within a few meters of, and we have darters come down and tranquilize them so we can sterilize them. So stop the population growth, arrest the population growth, manage the animals that we have, try to get them adopted, try to get them moved, try to find them a safe place away from, you know, the pub.
Yeah, because of course the problem is, and this is how we met, wasn't it? So a dog
Sure.
had actually been hit by a car. They do tend to drive very fast here. This is our experience, and actually aren't careful about looking for dogs on the road.
Driving is a problem. There's a lot of irresponsible, reckless driving, and I've seen 3 dogs get hit on this road. I've witnessed 4. I've given chase every time. Only one time did I have a truck. Did I have a vehicle? Or was it? No, it wasn't a truck. It was a motorbike. That's why I caught the guy. I did catch up with the last guy that hit a dog, and got him to turn around and be responsible, and took him back to get the dog, to put it in his car and take him to the vet with me. And the dog had gotten up and left. It wasn't moving when I chased the guy down. When we came back, the dog was gone, so he got off. But we really need to try to get people to be accountable and be responsible for their actions.
So when we are addressing the audience right here, we are addressing people that love animals, take care for animals, and to be aware of that you want to have a flag project here saying, if we manage it here in Sam Roi Yot to be the village in Thailand that is able to do that,
Right.
so this can be multiplicated
There's the
over
benchmark.
Thailand, right?
The
So this is the
benchmark,
goal that you have. So let's have the big picture of it, right? So for that, what would you need? What would you need to make it happen? I mean, you're already on your way, but what else would you need now in the moment?
You need $1 a day per dog, and me.
And
you need a me. You need a me. You need a meow. You need a
a speaker for the animals.
You need somebody that wants to get out and do the footwork and be with the animals.
So more
every
volunteers then probably to help.
We need more,
more volunteers. And what about so the dollar a day? So this would be some donations. So we were talking earlier before the interview about how people might be able to donate. So what we're going to do for the audience, once we've got this information from Geoff and this is set up, if you would like to donate to this project, one of the things we love about this, and this is why we are supporting and backing this, is because these are, you can hear what Geoff is doing. He's doing it all in his own time, and doing it for free and out of his own pocket a lot as well. And you know, this is a very special situation. This is not a charity that's kind of skimming off stuff for administration or anything like that. This is people who are actually making a big difference with animal welfare here in Sam Roi Yot in Thailand. So if you really would like to support these guys in what they're doing, then feel free to direct message us through the social media platform which we have shared this video on, and we will put you together so that you can make the donation to Geoff's organisation.
Yeah, Geoff, thank you so much for being here with us.
Oh, thanks so much. It was wonderful meeting you guys. I appreciate the opportunity to share a little bit about animal welfare in Sam Roi Yot.
Okay.
Thank
See you
you.
soon, guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks.